wrapping up a Joe Biden extravaganza. You won't want to miss this one. We've gone deep into the archives to dig up the best of old Gaffy Joe as he finally finishes up as president. But first, cue the inauguration lefty meltdowns because Donald Trump is back, baby. Yes, some of those were even from the first inauguration, but this time round, it's music to my ears. The screams really warm my heart because we love to see it, don't we? It's over for the woke lefties who are just so desperately trying to stay relevant in this new era of optimism. Cue the Karens, please.
I would rather wear underwear full of angry bees than watch the inauguration on Monday.
Okay then, and of course, when all else fails, make a public service announcement.
I don't know about you, but I will not be watching the inauguration. Not during the inauguration, not after the inauguration, not any part of it on the news. Who's with me?
So, these people seem to think that someone cares, that they're not going to watch the inauguration. They're just pandering to their ignorant fans or people or whoever it is. If you did not watch the inauguration, you missed a great display of a leader, of patriotism, of family, of faith, of putting America first, which benefits all of 300 plus million of us in this country. You missed it. And the reason why it was so great, because of everything that he said on the campaign trail, the things he laid out during any of his speeches, he's putting those things in action on day one. So if you missed it, well, that's a loss for you. But you'll still be able to benefit from the things that he's going to be doing in this country. So go sit in your echo chamber and let everyone that agrees with you tell you that, oh, you're right, he's this, he's that, when he's none of that. Y'all just make this shit up in y'all head.
Oh my God, please stop everything. If Karen wasn't watching, isn't going to watch, Trump should have definitely cancelled that inauguration. That's a huge blow for number 47. He will be absolutely devastated. I mean, what will these lefties do for the next 4 years?
A lying felon and adjudicated rapist is going to be taking an oath on the Bible. And you wonder why the world is laughing at us?
And look, please.
And she said those words. I'm not going to say those, but what party is the party of transitioning children? What party is that? What party is the party of having grown men dressed in women's clothes with mustaches and wigs and eyeliner reading to children? What party is the party that has lost track of 300 plus thousand illegal immigrant children that has crossed into this country? What party is that? It's not the party that Donald Trump is a part of.
Spare a thought for Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who is just not okay.
All these journalists are like, Congresswoman, are you going to the inauguration? Congresswoman, are you going to the inauguration? Are you going to the inauguration? Let me make myself clear. I don't celebrate rapists. So no, I'm not going to the inauguration tomorrow.
Oh, so sad. Again, what will Donald Trump do without you? Now to Don Lemon, the sacked CNN host, who is continuing on a slippery slope into the never never. I mean, the poor guy is absolutely grasping at every straw possible.
Here's the breaking news for you. Remember, people were upset that Joe Biden pardoned his son, Hunter Biden? Well, President Biden pardons his family on last day in office. Why is he doing that? Is it unprecedented? Yeah, it is unusual, but it's also because of the unprecedented, unusual administration that we have coming in, and he cannot trust his family in the hands of Donald Trump's Justice Department.
Yes, Don. Now, is this the same preemptive pardons that the Democrats warned Trump against for years?
They are the party of projection. Come around to this way of thinking, y'all. Anytime you see Democrats, liberals, progressive people, anytime that they're saying that this other person or this other side is doing this, these are the exact same things that they're doing. And this is going to be a prime example of it right here. I assume. I haven't seen this video yet, but I assume.
Have you ever heard of somebody getting a preemptive pardon who was innocent of all crime? Who's just an innocent person? Have you ever heard of that? Just somebody getting a blanket pardon and they're an innocent person?
But no, it's the president's own family. It's people that have been covering up for the president in addition to his own family.
What's crazy about this preemptive pardon thing is, so if you don't understand it, is basically the president gave them preemptive pardon for any past crimes for whatever time period. Now, it doesn't apply to any future crimes that they do. Now, there was mention of Donald Trump pardoning his family when he was in office the first time. Like Democrats, when they are clear as mud, they say, let me be clear. So let me be clear. He did not pardon any of his family. He didn't do it. Joe Biden pardoned all his family that had anything to do with business, presidential campaign, government, any of that. That's just part of the pardons that he did. Now, what's interesting that I really don't understand is part of accepting a pardon is you have to admit guilt of whatever it was that you were charged. None of his family was charged with anything. So one would presume by deductive reasoning that he knows the dirt that they did, that Trump, if he chose to, up to this point, his reputation hasn't shown that he would do these things. He could have threw Hillary Clinton in jail, but he said it out of his mouth. He said no. The look of that just wouldn't be right. How are you going to put a former president's wife in prison? So he chose not to do that. He chose not to preemptive pardon any of his family members. The difference, regardless, for whatever reason, this, that, and the other, Joe Biden did. Why did Joe Biden pardon Dr. Fauci, the king of the initiatives and the policies that had to do with the C-19 whole thing? Why did he preemptively pardon him? One would just ask questions. That's all I can do, because the only conclusion I can come to is that he knows that the shit that he did, especially after the hearing that he was involved in with Congress, the shit that he did during that, and was a whole bunch of junk. He even came out very early during the scamdemic and was saying that the mask didn't work. But you know what? All of us, if we were anywhere outside of our house, we had to wear a mask. Now, during when that whole thing was going on, the only place that I did wear a mask was at work, because I did want to keep those coins coming in. Other than that, I didn't wear no mask. I didn't, because if I could breathe and I could smell, then human particulates and whatever was coming from other people, they could get through. It just didn't make no sense to have to wear a mask to me. And as far as being 6 feet, that didn't change my life at all. I've always been 6 feet away from people, except my children, close family members. Other than that, how am I be in a line at a grocery store and just all up on somebody's ass? 6 feet minimum. I didn't measure it, but judging when they put the markers down on the floor, if you were in certain grocery stores, I would say I was always about 6 feet behind somebody.
pardons people preemptively, he's essentially telling the public that these people have committed crimes. And we may not be aware of what they are, but the pardon is clear evidence that crimes have been committed.
The idea of a kind of prospective pardon, this sort of permanent federal get out of jail free card, that seems to be what we're talking about in the case of this, right? With Giuliani and his 3 eldest children who, as far as we know, have not been convicted of a crime. Maybe they've committed a lot and they don't want to face action. I don't know. It's weird. I wouldn't ask for a pardon. I don't think I deserve one because I don't think I've done anything criminal. But like, where does that come from? That concept that you can just kind of wave your magic pardon wand.
They never learn, do they? And has anyone seen Don Lemon? Donnie, your thoughts on that, please?
Ask anyone who knows me. They'll tell you. I don't believe in belittling people, belittling anyone.
Yes, that's exactly what I thought, Donnie. Now to the moment you've all been waiting for, the Joe Biden gaffe reel, and what a spectacle we have for you.
Oh, this should be rich.
Here is the now former
It's
leader
gonna
of
be
the free world,
uncomfortable.
who we were told was healthy, thriving, sharp as a tack, and rigorous, when really he was a potato
attention.
this whole time, being propped up by stage
Pay
mum Jill
attention.
Biden. Please cue the tape.
This is elder abuse. This is sad.
The total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
Did y'all see Donald Trump's face when he was trying to decipher what this old man was saying? But go ahead.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president.
He said he wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be president. Oh, was Trump ever the vice president? And this is a guy they said that was sharp as a tack. He was on his game. He was doing his thing. He was running around the White House leading. He was pointing. He was delegating. He was doing all this. But this the guy, that's what they said in the media. That's what they said. Oh, no, not this. No, oh, boy. He can't even walk through sand.
And now I want to hand it over to the president of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin.
The president of Ukraine is pajama wearing Zelensky. It's not Putin, just point of clarification. Wake up, bro!
Imagine what we can do next. 4 more years. Pause.
Hey, where you going? Wait. Come back. Wait, we're all right here. Why are you over there? Staring off into the forest.
Me. No one's saying that. No poll says that.
Barack Obama's like, come on, dude. It's time to go. Let's go. Oh my.
Look, it brings a tear to my eyes, doesn't it? It really, it's a somber moment. It's a real sad moment. I mean, what are we going to do without him? Bye-bye, Joe. Joining me now.
So you would think that after what happened during the election, to where Trump just won everything that was major, including popular vote. A Republican hasn't won a popular vote since who was it? George W. Bush. Since George W. Bush, and then he won every important part of the electorate that there was. So you would think that these delusional people will learn their lesson. Not saying that if you're liberal, if you're a Democrat, that you need to just come over to the Republican side and be conservative. No. But do you think if you use a little bit more logic and be a little bit more centrist? No, they ramping it up. And I'm going to tell you these next 4 years that Trump is in office. It's going to be so fun to see these people lose their mind every freaking day. They're going to repeat the same lies. They're going to continue to project. They're going to continue to show their hypocritic ways, and it's going to be amazing to watch. It's going to be amazing to watch to see any little thing that anybody has to do with Trump. They're going to take it and they're going to blow it up to the 10th degree. It's going to be very funny to see these people just grasp at straws about anything. If you let Trump step out of the White House with one of his shoes untied or something like that, they gonna say this man is in cognitive decline. Mark my words, it's gonna be something as simple as that. They tried to say it during the campaign, it just didn't stick, so they just moved away from it. Let Trump, he's elderly, he's an elderly human, but the man, he's the one that's sharp as a tack. You let him get up there, and if he is not AJ squared away, 1A, 1AA credit, 800, 900,000 credit score, perfect in everything that he says and everything that he does, he can make one mistake. Because if he does, oh my gosh, he's incapable of leading this country. He's in cognitive decline. He's a dictator. He's the closest thing to the funny mustache man that did all those horrible things in Germany. You watch. And for me, for one, it's gonna be nonstop laughter over here. So if you like the video, if you are on Facebook and just like the video, comment on the video. You can share the video. You can check me out over on YouTube, Mr. Info 5000. Peace.